In this video, I'll show you how to update a record in a model-driven app using a piece of code in JavaScript by using Web API request. Now, this is a model-driven app which lists down some of the airlines within the world. Now, if I go inside any of the record and if I say maybe click on a button or maybe on form load, I would like some data to be passed into the system and then that should update the record. Now you can perform that operation in a multiple ways by attaching the JavaScript. But what I'll do is like I will just write a piece of code, the logic, and I will execute that in a developer tool console application. Now, in order to update a record, first thing you need to know which table are you updating. So yes, we know we are updating the airline table, and you need to know a set of field name, the logical name. Now, if you want to know the logical name, I will use the level up tool, and then I will see all the logical names listed over here. Now, in order to write a piece of code, let's go into Visual Studio Code, and then here we are going to write a piece of code. Now, for updating a record, one function which we're going to use is xrm dot web api dot update record. Here we're going to pass the table name. Now I know the table name for my system, so if you see the table name over here, the table name is gcop underscore airlines. So let me write that gcop underscore airlines as a table name, and we need to specify what are you going to edit. So you need to edit one single line of record. Right now I can hard code that value or I can take that value dynamically, but in my example let's pick up say one of the records, say Oman Air over here, and I'm gonna copy the ID. So we're going to update this record, so I'll just copy the GUID of this particular record and paste it over here. So I want to update the tables record, and I will, what I'm going to update, I'm going to update some set of fields. So I'm going to pass a data object to it. So I'll come to that data object in a while. uh, Dot then, and then the stock standard syntax function success result, and if it is not successful pass the error. Console.log error.message. And here we can just say once it is successful that the record has been updated successfully. So if you want to update a record, you're just passing the table name, you're just passing the record ID which you want to update, and you need to pass the payload which is a data, and accordingly this method will update the record in the backend Dataverse table xrm.webapi update record. Now in order to pass on the data, we'll just write the code for data. So where data equal to, and here we need to specify the key value pair. Now gcop underscore name, and here we will just put the airline's name. So Oman, say let me Airways, and I will just put some name. Okay, so just to show some changes. Then I can specify the email address. So the email address is gcop underscore email. Now if you don't know how to see the logical name, just use the level up tool, and then here you will see all the corresponding logical names for the fields which you're going to update. So gcop underscore email, I will call this as say oman at omanairways.com, and we will update a lot of fields over here. So we'll say gcop underscore total staff, so how many staff that particular airline has. So maybe I'll just put say 40,000. And then I have one field which is of type yes and no. So which is I'll just show you what that field is. So it is called as show 1, show 2, show 3. uh, Here, this one. So if I go into edit column, and here I will see the name gcop underscore show one, so I can set it to yes or no. So I'm picking multiple fields of different data type. Now here we have expansion status, which is a choice. Now here, if I want to put the choice as say basic maturity, so I'll copy this number 645003 and then paste it in my code. So let's update that. So show one colon true, and gcop underscore expansion status colon, and then the number. Then we will update description as well. So gcop underscore airline description, and maybe let's pick up some other field of different data types. So we have taken text, multi-line, choice. Let's pick up date. So yeah, audited date. So let's pick up this field. So gcop underscore audited date, and here if you want to put that date, you just take a new date object and then specify the date in a specific format like ISO format. So let me pick up some future date. So August of 8th August. And if you don't want to put the time component, just put 0000, and let me put it in a UTC format. So I append Z in front of it. So just to show you what we have done, we have filled up the data which we want to update. So Oman Airways Muscat, gcop underscore name, gcop underscore email, gcop underscore total stuff, which is a number. This is a boolean value. This is a choice value. This is a multi-line text, and this is a date component. So we have our payload ready. So this is the payload, which that payload is going to pass into the update record, and then the data is going to get updated. So let's see if we have written the code correctly or not. Let me format this code a bit, and I'll copy the piece of code. So let me copy it properly. Yeah. And let me go into say airline record, go into that specific record, go to developer tools, three dots, more tools, developer tools, clean up. And now if I just update it, now as you see over here, this is that old value, name, airline description, the total staff, aircraft, uh, email address, and see audited date. There's nothing in audited date. Now once I paste this code, and if this code works perfectly fine, then data should get updated. Now there is some error. So it says xrm.webapi.update record is not a function. Now, okay, what is the error? Now you may think that, oh, we already have a method xrm web API update record, but the problem is we have uh, made some problem in the dot operator. So here you need to put a dot. So xrm dot web API dot update record. So that's the correct syntax. Now I made this mistake purposefully because I would like to uh, because these are the real world example which you might face while writing a piece of code. And sometimes even if you think the syntax is perfectly right, why my code is not working, and because of dot or because of some casing or because of bracket, you may face such issue. So okay, let's take a second try and then paste this code. Now, once you do that, it says, okay, record has been updated successfully, but in the form, it has not been updated. Now, if you want to see what has happened within the form, just click on refresh, and then you will see all the changes have been made, like the name, airline description, total staff, then we have email address, and then the audited date. So we have updated the audited date. I'm not sure why this has come 10 a.m. Yes. Now we have put the value as 8/8/2025, and we have specified that pick up the value uh, from a UTC perspective. Now it has taken that corresponding UTC code and then it has put the corresponding time here. And that's why you are able to see this as 10 a.m. So that's it, folks. This is how you basically update a record using xrm.webapi.update record using JavaScript in a model driven app. Thanks for watching.